All right, so we just assigned the channels to the buses, okay? But now let's make sure we have the bus masters assigned. Now remember, we can put a bus master over here on the fader bay, or we can put a bus master here on the control bay. For this example, I'll put it on the control bay. So what you need to do is you select Strip Setup, pulls up your Strip Setup page. Remember, we'd go to the Control Bay tab. And here I have selected my aux buses. Now, one of the things I can do is on bringing those to the surface, if you remember, we right-click, and then we just choose what bus master we want to bring up, and then select it. What we can also do is we can go to Edit User Label, and what this allows us to do is this is where we would label our aux masters. So very simple. We just type in whatever label we want there, and we hit OK. All right, so we have our aux masters now on the surface, and we want to make sure we have our patch correct also. So I'm going to deselect Strip Setup so I can see the patch bay. And if I just select the aux master name by just touching it on the Vistonic display, you can see it automatically goes right to that patch point. It makes it very simple to find out where you have it patched or where you need to patch it. So here we can see that aux master 1 is going out of line output 5 of the surface of the desk, and that's how it's getting out to the outside world. So again, all we do is we touch the name and it goes right directly to that patch point. The same is true for our group buses. If I select the group bus name, it automatically goes right to that patch point, and we can see where it's patched or if we need to change the patches. And of course, same is true for our master outputs. We select the name and it automatically goes right to that master output patch point, and then we can make changes or adjustments. And that is the bus assignment section. Okay, so we just went through our bus assignments here on the surface, and those were for our mixed minuses, our group buses, and our master buses. Well, we also have our aux buses. And here we have dedicated buttons here for our aux buses. And if you remember at the very beginning, we had the templates to choose from for our titles. And then each one of those are going to give you a certain number of aux buses. So here, on this particular template, we have, I can see 1 through 4 aux buses here by selecting this. And if I hit 5 through 8, I can see aux buses 5 through 8. And I hit 9 through 12, nothing comes up because in this particular template, I don't have more than 8 mono aux buses. But on certain ones, I could have up to 20. So I also have stereo buses. So if I select the stereo button, I can see my aux stereos here. And here I have 1 through 2. And I got 3 and 4. And so here, I can just select the aux bus to turn on. I adjust the level. And then I can have the pan. I could follow the pan. So wherever the pan is on the channel, it follows. Or I select follow off, and then I have a discrete pan for that aux bus. And that is how you get to your aux buses. The way the console is set up, if you remember at the very beginning, we set up our template, and that gave us the number of channels and buses. It also gives us the number of control masters, or VCAs, that we use on the desk. On this particular one, we have 10. All right. So what we first need to do is bring the VCA masters or control masters onto the surface. So we hit Strip Setup, and then we can either put it on the fader bay or put it on the control bay. It doesn't matter. Here I've already put them on the control bay. And just to show you again, you can select one or double click for mini, right click, and then you go to Control Group Masters, and then you would then select them to come up. We go to page 3, and there are our masters. They're also color-coded blue. All right, so we always know blue are our VCA or Control Group Masters. So to start creating your groups, what you do is you select Groups here under Setup. We're going to go with Control Master 1. We select it. We have a filter page to select either we want fader or auxes or EQs all to be part of the group. For this example, I'll keep them all checked. So we selected the control master 1, and then we just select what we want to group. We want to group these 3. So now when I take the group off and I move the fader, they move. Pretty simple. Again, I hit groups. Maybe I have control group master 5, and I want these 3 to be part of 5. And it comes up 5. Deselect here, and they're now all part of 5. I can also add or subtract. I can go to groups. I go to 5. You can see they highlight right here, and I take this guy out. So now only these 2 are part of the group. Okay? Now I can also, you can see these are moving together, the motorized fader, but I can also go into this option page and go to VCA style control groups. So they act like VCAs. And it comes up with a little information here that these will now have VCA style behavior. So I hit OK. You can see here when I move the master here, these groups, they stay the same. Even though the volumes are adjusting, the faders stay the same. So I can make these adjustments, and in the background, the audio is going up and down. And then if I want to go back, I just go to options and I can uncheck VCA style groups. Okay, so that is basically how you do VCAs. And naming these, again, we would go to strip setup, we would right click on it, go to edit user label, and now we can label our VCA masters what we want them to be. Could be drums, could be horns, could be reporters in the field, really whatever you want.